Take roll, please.
Sherry Langford.
Here.
Chris Johnston.
Here.
Sue Nelson.
Here.
Raymond Lutomsky.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, very good. First thing on the agenda here is consideration of approval of the minutes from August 21st, 2025 regular meeting. So, if everyone will take a quick look at that. If you didn't see, look at them online earlier.
It looks like they're okay, so I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all right.
Sherry Langford.
Yes.
Chris Johnston.
Yes.
Sue Nelson.
Yes.
Raymond Lutomsky.
Yes.
Motion carried 4-0.
All right, very good. Second on the agenda, staff reports.
Yes, and you'll see that I'm sitting in Carrie's chair because she is in Orlando, Florida at the National Recreation and Parks Association Conference.
Must be rough.
Yes.
Awesome.
She has been looking forward to going to the Orlando location for 3 years now. So,
Hope she learns a lot.
yeah, she always does. She always comes back even more inspired. So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's great.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company tonight, apparently.
So you have a copy of the staff report, just the key highlights. The parks crew has been busy getting all of the mowing completed in various parks. It's nice that the growing season finally slowed down just a little bit, as I'm sure Cord can attest to. And we have added a new record to our team this month. Sorella and I just finished interviewing for an additional record, and so we might have an update for you on that soon. Cord, do you want to talk about anyone that you've added in your area since the last time we had a meeting?
Yes, so really the only additional person that we've added is a part-time staff member, and this person is a person that we already had on our staff that worked over the summer. That was a seasonal person, and he's coming back to be a part-time staff member. He's actually starting today.
All right,
So,
good deal.
and he will just work evenings after school and little projects throughout the winter until mowing season starts again. So.
Okay.
And then at the Recreation Center, I don't know if you ladies know Lena Hazy, Hazy. She's been a volunteer for us for the past several months, but she offered to begin teaching a beginning line dancing class, which is something we've been requested for about 2 years. So it's been very popular. I believe she's averaging about 12 people per class, which is phenomenal for a new class. So we really appreciate that. Oh, it says 10, not 12, sorry, I misspoke. And then also we are working on Wildwood Park. We have tree plantings planned there, which is kind of the second phase of that federal grant that we got from the U.S. Forestry Service to help replace trees from the April tornado. And that system is actually going to have a little trail as well. And I believe you remember that Fall Fest is coming up on November 1st, and I can talk about that here in just a second.
Can you remind me where Wildwood Park is?
Wildwood is on the corner of Park Street and Severn. And so it is west of Broadway, south of Independence.
Between Market and Park, closer to Park Street.
Yep.
It
It is on Park Street, yeah.
used to have just a bench and picnic table and maybe a slide.
Yeah, the concrete picnic table survived the tornado, and that's about it.
Yeah. Now, the trail, is that going to be cement or is it going to be?
Bark mulch,
Okay.
yeah, more of a nature trail in and
Tree
around the
mulch.
trees, yeah. And then the rest of the report has all the little data points, but I'd be happy to address any of those. I will call your attention to number 5, the tree planting originally scheduled for next week. That has been postponed, and we'll be announcing dates once we have those rescheduled.
Okay. And how many do you need for tree planting? 5?
Anywhere from 3 to 12 per session. Just the more hands we have, the faster the work goes.
Okay. How big are the trees?
I'm sorry?
How big are the trees?
It depends on the species, or is that the right word for trees? It's not breed, species.
Yes, it's species.
The ones that we did before were about 4 feet up to about 8 feet.
Okay, so what I would say is a small root ball. See, I helped plant trees at Lions Club Park back in the 90s. And I won't mention Buford White, and a few others got me down in the hole to move the root ball around. They used a backhoe. It was that big.
Cord, I don't think we have any trees that are that big, do you?
To my knowledge, I don't.
No, I think they're all like the smaller root ball one.
Okay.
Small to medium, I think, yeah.
Yeah, probably the 7 or 8 foot has a medium bulb on it.
Yeah.
Sue, Cord, do y'all have anything to add for our staff report?
I do.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. I run Splash during the summer, and Splash is closed. We had a great season, and Carrie asked me just to share with you some of the stats from our season. So we had just under 30,000 people attend the park this summer, so 29,893 specifically, or exactly. Weather this summer was a challenge. For the first time in my life that I can remember, I had to close because it was too cold for us to swim. So it was below 70 and the water wasn't warm enough to swim. So we were closed a total of 4 days we were closed completely, another 4 days we were closed partially. So that's a lot of days in a 10-week summer to be closed. So it really did impact our attendance, even though it still seems like we had a lot. Our highest day of attendance was 925, so on the days that we were open, it was busy. And so we enjoyed that. I employed 36 lifeguards and 19 attendants, so that's admissions and concession. I had 3 maintenance people that worked for me, 4 supervisors, 4 head guards, and 2 head attendants. I would say that rentals this year were a plus for us. We were up in the number of rentals we had while we were open. So for me, that's a win-win situation because I'm already open. I already have staff on site. So when we have people that rent a space, reserve a space for a party, that's just additional revenue for us. And that was a big help to us this summer. We did a new program this summer that was, I'm going to call it a success, and that is I had a summer fitness challenge, and I encouraged my staff to swim across the English Channel. So the English Channel is approximately 21 miles, and so they could form teams of 3 to 4 people, and together they had to clock enough laps to swim the 21 miles. So I had 19 people that participated. 2 of those were my lap swimmers, or 2 of my lap swimmers. So I had 17 staff members that participated. Collectively, all 19 of us swam 116 miles, not at one time, but throughout the 4-week period of the challenge. But then even more impressive to me was I had 3 staff members that individually swam over 350 laps, which means they swam over 10 miles within that 4 weeks. So they were rock stars. Anyway, so that was Splash in the quick down and dirty view. It was a great summer, minus the weather. As I say, every summer where everybody who comes in, everybody goes out, is always a success. And so, any questions I might have?
This might be a question for Carrie whenever I talk to her again, but I see there's a line item on here that says made a record amount of saves this season with 30.
Okay, yes.
Just under 12 is the average each summer. Do we know why it almost?
Yeah, I can answer that. So I did have 31 saves, and what that means is that I had to have a lifeguard who left their post to help someone get to the side. We did have more groups, school groups, young youth groups, that came and swam with us. I do swim test them, so if you come with a group of children, you have to take a swim test so that I know where they go. But, so that was part of it, was that we had more youth groups. I also am never cease to be amazed by the ignorance of the general public. I had a parent who took a life jacket off of their child so they could go off of the diving board, and so consequently we had to go in and save them. So we just, yeah, I mean, that's
It's an increase in number of participants.
yeah,
It's kind of
a number of participants. I don't know that, I don't want to say people don't respect the water, but sometimes I don't know that they're as educated possibly as the dangers of water. Some of those saves were simply kids that weren't tall enough. So you have to be 4 feet tall to go down the slides, because the water at the bottom of those is 4 feet, and the current down at the bottom is so much that if you are not tall enough to stand up or not strong enough, you're not going to get out of that current. So I had, I think, 4 saves that were at the bottom of the slide, so just kids that weren't tall enough and couldn't get out of the current, and the lifeguards had to go and help them.
Well, I'll say that, you know, to have 30 saves with 30,000 people, to have one in every 1,000 be a safety issue, that's outstanding, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a better safety record than that.
Yeah, even though it was a record, it's.
It's still, I still think it's a positive record. I mean, for that many people to be there and for you guys to be able to have an eye on it that tight, that's outstanding.
So I did have a great group of lifeguards, and you may or may not know that my lifeguards train every week. So for 2 hours every week, they're required to come back outside of their work hours, and they're required to review rescues, and we train specifically to make sure that they are prepared.
Great that we had 204 learn to swim.
Yes, so it is. Our morning Learn to Swim program continues to grow, and well, I say continues to grow, it kind of ebbs and, let me get this right. So we had a bunch of little kids this season, and then they hopefully will come back. Some years I have a bunch of older kids, and so we're kind of at that time where the older kids have moved on, but I had a bunch of little kids. All of my preschool classes were full. So if you've ever had 6 to 8 4-year-olds in the water, that's a busy time. So it was good. But yes, we had a great Learn to Swim program.
Sue, could you summarize the Stay at Splash program for them?
Yes. So Stay at Splash was added last summer. It has been a very productive and beneficial program to have at Splash Water Park. It basically is a safety class. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know that everyone has a healthy respect or the knowledge about how important it is to know about water and to be safe around water. So Stay at Splash is a class for children who are 13 to 16 years old who want to come without a parent. So they want to come to the pool unsupervised. And what I tell their parents is I just need them to know how to be safe. I need them to know what areas of the park they can be in and know their swimming ability. I need them to know where to go if they need help. So if they ever get into a situation where they feel unsafe, who are the go-to people for that? So Stay at Splash is a class designed specifically to address those needs. Each person who completes this Stay at Splash class, it's a 2-hour class, they get a card that they use when they come to the pool, and that in effect becomes their parent. So if you are 16 or under, you cannot come to Splash without an adult. So that's someone 18 years or older. And so that card becomes your parent, your adult, because you can show that in place of the adult. We had 73 children, I'll call them children, they're still children at that age, that participated in that class and got their pass. And we have classes 4 times a week, not 3 times a week, yes. So it has reduced the number of problems, discipline problems I have at the pool. So prior to this program, I had children sitting in timeout pretty much all day long every day. Now I have mostly no students. I think I had maybe 1 or 2 kids in timeout, but for the most part, I have a parent that's either on site or at the other end of a phone that I can call. So if I have trouble with anyone, I'm talking with the parent immediately, and it squelches most discipline issues.
Very good.
Now, I have questions.
Okay?
I'm going to geek out for a minute.
Okay?
Does the city of Shawnee have a sensor for their splash pads and pool areas that would warn lightning strikes?
So we do not have a sensor, however, we do monitor the weather continuously while we are open. All of my supervisors have alerts on their phone. If there's lightning within 20 miles or lightning within the area. So what we do with Splash is when lightning is within 20 miles of Splash, we make everyone at Splash aware that there's lightning in the area, and about at 10 miles, we will ask everyone to get out of the water. We will have to close. And so starting at 20 miles out, we are monitoring the weather.
Okay, and that is in the emergency operation book, correct?
I'm not sure what you're,
Yes.
in our EAP?
Yes.
Yes, I have an EAP for weather.
Okay, good. Because that is a crucial part, is lightning detection. And I've seen lightning go 5 miles in a clear sky and strike a baseball field of kids. And they wonder where it was. Radar showed it like 8 or 10 miles down the road, but the lightning hit there. So don't play with electricity like that.
So we have an emergency action plan. I have an emergency action plan, I believe, for 7 different situations, weather being one of them.
Great.
Have you had to put that into use any this summer?
The emergency action plan, absolutely. So I used weather. Remember, we were closed 8 days, so I had to use the weather one multiple times. I have an emergency action plan for a lost child or a lost parent, and we had to use that one a couple of times. Every time we had a triple whistle, so 31 times, we had to use the emergency action plan for a drowning situation. So Red Cross defines drowning as anyone who is taking on water. So even though there's not a loss of life, if someone can't get to the side and they're taking on water, they've started the drowning process. So yes, we use that one as well.
Sorry about that, Butch.
That's okay.
It just came up and I'm just curious.
And my next question, and I look over at the other table too, when will you start your tour for next year? Hitting up like the civic clubs and the Leadership Shawnee group and all, to inform them of what's going to happen at Splash Park.
So I've been trying to catch my breath for the last couple of weeks, but reality is this is my season at a glance, is the beginning of my end of year report, and so I should have that finished within the next week. As soon as that's done, I will have already started maintenance for next year. I'll get the calendar, I'll start ordering supplies, so I really don't have a downtime that I'm not doing the pool. But as far as to answer your specific question about when will I start talking to civic clubs, I usually, starting in January, is when I full force start recruiting lifeguards and talking to people about rentals and stuff for the upcoming season.
Great. Because I can make sure you get on the Lions Club program.
Okay, I'd love to. Whether that's talking about water safety or talking about the upcoming season, I'd love to.
Either way, plus we have the youth group that's Leo's. And they met this last Wednesday. Possible recruitment for, just saying.
Yeah.
But after January, I'll start making them aware of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they're always saying, what program can we get? We need a program. So,
I'm available September through March. April through August, I'm pretty booked. September through March, I'm open.
okay.
Other questions?
Thank you, Sue Ellen.
All right, thank you.
Any other staff reports?
That's it.
Okay.
I was going to let you all know, Chad Payne's resignation was acknowledged at Monday's commission meeting. So if you know anybody that would be interested in serving on the committee, they can either reach out to one of us or the city clerk. They can get an application and we can give them an application as well, so.
Is that still also on the website? The application?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. And one application fits all. You fill it out and say what you would like to possibly do.
Yes, the application is for any city committee.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Third on the agenda is discussion of Fall Fest plans and committee member involvement.
Okay, let me give you a summary of what we've been doing for the past month and a half in planning Fall Fest. Fall Fest is going to be on Saturday, November the 1st. It will be at Woodland Park. The entire event will run from 12 noon until 12 p.m. We have a wide variety of activities that are going to be throughout the park. The majority of those are from noon until 5. Those are the ones that are most family friendly and children friendly. We will have everything from a zip line, a bungee trampoline, a kiddie train, a petting zoo, inflatables, entertainers that will be wandering through the park doing various things. We have a DJ lined up. We will have booths, organizational booths that will give out information and candy. It's after Halloween, but we know kids will probably still want candy. And we will also have a costume contest with both pets and kid categories. So we're very excited about that. We have contacted over 75 businesses to inquire if they want to be sponsors and or host a organizational booth. We have had several that have committed to us for that. We still have a few spots open, so we'll still be actively recruiting that for the next few weeks. We are also actively recruiting volunteers. At last look, I have commitments from 12 different volunteers, and I was instructed by Carrie to pass on to you that each of you, if you would like to try to help us, that would be wonderful. Carrie Keck has already agreed to contact some restaurants for us. One of the things that we're doing for door prizes is giving away gift cards from restaurants. And so Carrie has agreed to help me begin recruiting for that. I could use some additional help, so if you're interested, let me know. I also have a list of all the time slots and specific roles that we need the day of the event. Everything from working at the ticket booth to being a greeter at one of the attractions, helping us pick up trash, setting up, tearing down, those types of things. But if you are interested in helping specifically on that day, you can talk to me afterwards and I'd be happy to sign you up for that.
Can we get copies emailed to us?
Actually, what I have already emailed to you is the actual sign up, that you can sign up and do that digitally, and
Yeah.
it has that same information.
Has that one? Okay. And you're still looking for civic clubs and,
Yep.
just out of curiosity, because I participated in Boo on Bell and Monsters on Main. Is it Seth that has the candy and community renewal for
Okay.
that?
So let me back up just a second and address the first part of your statement that wasn't a question, but it was a statement.
Yeah,
So in previous years, Boo on Bell was run either by the city or by contracted organizations.
Yeah.
Yes, and Seth was involved with that in previous years. Community Renewal was involved in previous years. For this particular event, Fall Fest, this is a city-run event, but we
Okay.
are partnering with several organizations, including Community Renewal. So,
okay. Will we have the same guidelines like we did with Boo on Bell and,
I don't know what guidelines you're talking about.
we will have candy available, and I think they were getting candy through their whatever vendors to give Monsters on Main and Boo on Bell people, because you had a box that they gave you, and then you also, as a civic club, went out and got probably twice as much on that, and you still ran out of candy.
Well, again, this is after Halloween. We've asked organizations if they wish to do an information booth and provide candy. That's what they're doing, yeah. So
Okay.
Seth is not involved in this particular thing, so.
Yeah, that was just an example from my knowledge in the
One of the goals with
past.
this is to utilize the whole park, and we're actually closing Broadway Street adjacent to the park to allow room for the zip line. So it's kind of like a seasonal thing with the carnival field, not just a trick-or-treat event. I guess that's one way to look at it. So.
And the organizations that have the different booths, they're in charge of their own candy.
That's correct,
If they want to provide.
Yeah.
if they want to provide candy. And as of this morning, we have 21 organizations that have agreed to do that. Still have open spots for those.
How many open spots did you say you had?
I have at least 9, but I've got a backup plan to have a little bit more on the perimeter. I'm not going to say no to anyone that wants to come and set up a booth.
Okay.
Okay.
And what about advertising? What, and I'm thinking about advertising, but not just here in Shawnee and
Yeah.
with our surrounding communities, so like,
Yeah.
that way if, there are some, businesses or some eateries or whatever, restaurants that I would like to ask to donate, but, they're not in Shawnee, so I just want to make sure that it's,
So as far as marketing
For everyone,
strategy,
yeah.
we have all the local news outlets. We'll have banners and signs and posters and flyers and signboards up in town. Tourism is helping me to market to the surrounding communities
good.
as far as within the county.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like there was something else. Oh, then the News Star has been very helpful. They've agreed to give us 2 weeks' worth of ads for free.
Wow.
Both digital and print platforms as
Don't
well
look
as
at
a
me,
big-
I don't have anything to do with that.
Plus a big
That's great.
thank you space after the event to thank
Okay.
all the sponsors.
Very nice.
Some of the local tribes have been very generous too.
Thank you
Yeah, thank you.
for that update.
Any other questions about Fall Fest?
What are the hours?
The main thing for families will be noon to 5, but the whole event will be until 10. Oh, I forgot to say, we have a concert from 6 to 9. That's Mitch Wolf and the Nasty Weather Band.
That's a cute name.
We
I did.
hope that we don't have nasty weather.
So it's noon to 10?
Noon to 10 for the whole event, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so not noon to midnight, noon to 10.
Noon to 10.
Okay.
And then, but most of the family kid stuff is from noon to 5.
And you'll,
The
who do you have?
concert is when?
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
We also have food trucks that will be there with their wonderful options.
Will you have the street department
We'll have-
handling
I'm sorry,
the street department?
already got it lined up.
Is that going to be handling the refuge, the
Already
trash?
got that lined up, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can be on the trash litter control if you'd like.
I think I'm already on that list, so.
Okay. Yes, this is one of an events for our department. It's all hands on deck that day, including all of the Parks and Rec people. We are viewing this as our capstone fall event, coupled with our capstone spring event, which is Spring Together, that we did for the first time last year with community renewal. So we're
Okay.
really looking forward to having these two events be, the big ones in fall and spring.
Salvation Army's gala is that night.
Well, maybe they can get somebody else to take their kids to the event. And then
Do what now?
maybe they can come to the Fall Fest before and then go to the gala afterwards.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I missed the days we had the calendar that everybody worked with.
So-
This
Maybe not the same people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
is
thinking.
when the
I thought it
museum
was, but I just
fundraiser
verified
is.
it.
So, you sent me a list of 5 restaurants to ask,
Yeah.
and primarily downtown ones. So would anybody else like to participate in asking restaurants for donations of gift certificates for families? We're using them, I'm assuming, as door prizes or prizes for, to encourage people to come. Anybody else want to volunteer to
Sure.
do that?
Yeah, if you do, just let me know, and then I'll provide you with the list so that we avoid duplications. So-
Okay, I think that'd be great.
Or
Thank
if
you.
you want to sign up to be on that day.
Is that something you can send to us?
Say that again?
A list of what what you already have solidified as far as who's going to give gift cards? Do you have a list of?
Yeah, I have a list, so that we're not double, yeah.
I'd like to have that. I'll
Yeah.
help too, so.
And I know I've sent you some emails about this too with your company, but,
Yes,
yeah, and I know you've been super busy with fall season.
yes.
Yeah, so, yeah, thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Amy, appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Karen. Thank you, Shawn.
Okay, any other questions?
Last one, not necessarily on Fall Fest, but is the Parks and Rec going to be involved at all in the parade?
Not the
Christmas
Parks and
parade.
well, we get to pick up the trash afterwards. but-
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda is number 4, artwork project update. Who's going to provide that?
So I sent
Okay.
a proposed, is it okay? I talk
Oh,
about it? Okay. So I sent a proposed request for funding, request for proposals, I guess, for artwork is the correct title. I put one together and sent it to the staff, and they are working with city commission, not city commission, they are working with people employed by the city of Shawnee to go over that. It was really just a swag on my part because I've never done an RFP before, and it was some chat GPT and input from Carmen Wolf, who's part of the arts board here in Shawnee. So anyway, I'm not sure where it is
It's still in
currently.
draft stage.
Draft stage. But what we will need once the city has puts their stamp on it or whatever, is kind of what we really want to see for that actual artwork project, what we'd like to ask artists to incorporate into their proposals. We already have the dimensions of the space at least, and I think probably the restrictions for ODOT and all of that stuff are going to be included in that. But they will need, from us at least, or I think it is our duty to try and provide that to the city commission, because all of this will go before the city commission, right? Is that correct? To even be approved to send out.
Right, and it'll come back to you guys first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really, that's just what we need. I don't know how in-depth of a discussion we'd like to have, but I guess if you all want to go ahead and have a discussion about that since we're here, is there anything that you would like for me to, or I could send to Gary and the staff, or just to try and include in that RFP? Things that we think that would be appropriate for the city of Shawnee, that would kind of showcase what our city has, or our history, or culture, anything like that? Maybe horses? Horse?
Agriculture.
Yeah, okay. just incorporate agriculture aspects into it. I know we have the train, so maybe like, we're a huge train hub at one point in time, our
Yeah.
very early history.
The
I know our
mill,
horses.
OBU, the monks.
Carrie,
So
do you
maybe
think-
more like our,
Anything would
what,
be pulled from that.
religious institutions or something? I don't know, or maybe we want us to, yeah.
Do you
what we-
think that there's some sort of way that we can maybe get the school districts involved as far as the elementary students making something that they could also incorporate into that project?
I think maybe, I like that suggestion as far as getting the community really involved, but maybe it'd be more beneficial to see if the high school would want to get involved, or Gordon Cooper, because they actually have, at that point in time, kids are like more into, maybe a little bit more developed as artists. But most of the time with an RFP, you have to provide, the artists have to provide their, the previous artwork, what's that called? A portfolio
Yeah.
of art to present, to show that they actually have the capability to do it. And yeah, because, we want it to be professional, and because it's showcasing it's going to be at the entrance to our city, at least the big one is going to be at the entrance to our city, so we want it to be something that's really professional and showcases our city. But I know there's I think it was a couple of high schoolers that painted painted the newest mural downtown, I think. Wasn't it high school kids that did that?
I think it
Anyway,
was.
and so there are obviously high school students that could likely be involved, but I think the only issue there would be the fact that they have to have some kind of portfolio to show what they've done in the past, and that they have the ability to take on a project piece this big.
Okay.
I mean-
Well, Gordon Cooper's a great idea too.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And
And the
don't
thing about
forget
Gordon
to leave
Cooper-
out Seminole Junior College.
Yeah, Seminole Junior College. I mean, well, the RFP goes out to, it just gets published, and so
Yeah.
anybody can see it, and it's not just,
Yeah.
it's not restricted to just like Shawnee or the surrounding area. It's,
That's-
okay. So, but maybe even if we're looking like at a grander type thing with some, and we just have to give them the outlines or guidelines of what we would like to see, or what we'd like them to incorporate into the project, and the sky's the limit for what they want to do, and they would provide that proposal to, they would submit their proposal as like, for that RFP, they would submit their proposal, and then all of that goes back to maybe to us, and then the city commission, and so it's obviously a very long process. But anyway, I think, if I understand correctly, we just have to give them the outlines of what we would like to see incorporated into it.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Kind
why.
of art?
Yes.
Okay.
Or like the themes, or the images that we like them to incorporate. So maybe if it's like a Native American symbol or theme, because we have 5 tribes that surround our immediate area, right? Or
Yeah.
if we wanted them to incorporate the red buds, because the city of Shawnee sign that's in that same
Well, it's-
location has red buds
It's the-
on it, or our city logo has a red bud. Or if we wanted to do something along the lines of the horses, because we have those horses spread around Shawnee anyway. We have lots of options, but we still have to give them something to go on. We have to, I don't know, narrow it down to, do we have to narrow it to certain things we'd like to see or like for them to incorporate?
I think the more concept you're able to say, it just keeps the proposals within that concept, as opposed to, everything from, here. If you just say wide open with no, yeah. But I don't think you need to have it be so narrow that it makes it,
Okay.
too restrictive, I guess. Because you want that artistic expression. And ultimately, you get to decide which one.
Yeah.
You send it out, and you might get 10 or 15, and you like 2 of them really well, or, maybe you only get 3 and you don't like any of them. And so it is, kind of think about that. You don't want it too wide, but you don't want it too narrow.
Yeah. And I know that the city's still reviewing this, and so we do have time to provide that input to them, but I would also like to be able to provide them something soon so that they can finalize their process and we can get this thing moving, since, you know, it takes.
And we can definitely put it on the agenda for next month, for like, you guys can think about it, and then we can put more onto the agenda next month for, like, maybe saying, let's try to have a decision by next month's meeting as to what we would like.
Is that okay with everyone? Would you all like to table this discussion until next month's meeting?
And I think what Jane was saying is that the next meeting, you would then set a deadline for when you want to have it
Yeah.
finalized or whatever.
Has anybody contacted the Oklahoma City Arts?
Hang on just a second, Butch, sorry. So is everyone okay with that, with tabling it? Should we make a motion to table it?
It was just actually an update, so.
just-
An
Just an
update,
update,
okay,
yes.
never mind, sorry. So is everyone okay with coming next month with the things that you would like to see, at least one item that you would like to see incorporated? With a little bit of, like, maybe a sentence information about why you think that would be important to incorporate? Is that
I
okay?
think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Butch. I have not contacted the Oklahoma City Arts
Arts Council.
Council. No, I have not.
Because they're the ones that handle the Festival of the Arts downtown Oklahoma City. They know how to run juries and how to fill out the forms.
Oh, boy, I don't think.
So we can,
Yeah, I don't know that it'll be like a jury thing.
Yeah.
I think it's much less formal than that, but.
well, you don't really want Billy Bob out there for the first time doing.
But that's what the
That's-
RFP is for.
The
That's what you have
RFP
to
is asking
provide.
them to
I know.
submit a portfolio of what they've done.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have Billy Bob out there
No.
unless he has a
That's very
tremendous-
artistic, Billy Bob.
Yeah.
portfolio.
Well, and it's easy enough to weed those people out too, through this RFP process. That's what it's for.
Yes.
So, I think they also have to show that they have the capability, because I'm not sure if that's, but do they have to kind of they have to provide the supplies initially, and then it's all, I don't know, okay, anyway.
It's all those details of what you put in the RFP.
Okay, and so they basically have to be, it has to be their RFP is going to be detailed. So it will show the city that they can actually complete the thing that they are proposing to complete. So, anyway, any other questions?
So the deal is, everyone come back with an idea of what the art could encompass.
Yes, and preferably something that can be directly associated with our community. So not like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some kind of Japanese anime that's not really associated with our community. So more like, Native American regalia or something like that, if that makes sense.
Our next
Something,
visit.
because we want it to be something that can showcase Shawnee. It's something people will first see when they come to our town, and so it should have historical, cultural significance,
A collage of all this stuff.
Well,
No, something that is fairly simple for, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. We just have to put the things that we would like to see them pick and choose what they want to base their artwork on. And if they want to submit a collage, then that could be something that they submit. And so we just have to narrow it down to, what in the general areas we would like for them to focus on.
I've got mine.
Okay, good.
And how big a space are we talking about?
That is also part of the, in the RFP, it does specify length, width, and like the overall
Okay.
dimensions of the location. And then the city will take care of like demolition of things that might need to be removed in order to.
So where is the location?
It's Harrison and I-40.
Okay.
That huge.
Interim.
Yeah, that huge bed that is
Okay.
really difficult to access by city personnel. We'd like to just get rid of any vegetation that they'd have to take care of.
So it could
Weeds,
be,
the weeds have to go.
Weeds?
I'm attached to the weeds. I'm emotionally involved with some.
so it could be something long behind the Welcome to Shawnee sign?
Yeah. And
Or is
we-
it just the space in front of the Welcome to Shawnee sign?
Well, that's really gonna be on the artist, I think. We just provide the dimensions, and the artist can do whatever they want within that space, I
You
think.
as the board could decide, and I'm trying to remember, because it's the median that's
Yeah.
just south of the.
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm trying to remember where the sign is, if the sign's.
It sits back some.
Yeah,
It's-
there's some.
It's
in-
on
it's
the
close.
north end.
It's
Yeah,
on the north end.
It's on the north end, but it sets back some.
Yeah.
it probably
So
sets back,
that
what,
is
like
something that you
10?
wanna
Maybe 10 feet
consider.
of it.
You might want to consider that. For example, if someone's going to make a sculpture, if it's going to be behind the sign, then you might need to specify, well, it needs to be within so many feet of the sign,
Yeah.
it needs to be so high. You know, you want it to be higher than the sign, you want it to be all the way back, so, again, something.
And you want it to be as maintenance-free as possible, because it's a life
Yes.
decision to walk across that
Yeah.
road to get to that median.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, and it also, you have to be very careful about reflectivity and things of that nature because of the intersection itself.
and it needs to be durable.
Yeah.
And not block the view from the other side or whatever. But that sign where it's set, it does.
And that's where the
good
city
example.
staff, our engineers, that's where they can provide some guidance with whatever RFP draft y'all come up with.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you go to the planning commission meetings, you hear some of the possibilities of the old Beautification restaurant being rebuilt with something nice and new. So that's the one down in the hole that's grass and cement now.
Is it, so I know that outside of these meetings, we can't, and nobody can, and then your notifications for meetings, we can't really send anything to all the commission, all the board members at the same time, but would it be possible to individually
We can
email?
individually email.
So I can email you all the draft RFP that I put together, and it does have the dimensions on there, if you'd like to at least see that, so you can get a better idea of, if you think that we need to specify, they have to erect something that's behind the sign or whatever, if that would be helpful. Do you think that would be helpful for me to
Yes.
send that to you all? Okay. Okay, I'll
You
send
just have to do it individually. You can't
Yes.
group this
Yeah.
together.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, if 3 of us or 4 of us.
I don't know,
get
I'll just send it
together,
individually.
Then we'd have to,
The max is 3 can be together.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning all this stuff, and it's great to me.
Okay, anything else
Okay.
for
Is
that?
that all for the
Nothing else
update?
for that.
Okay, so we will return to the next meeting with ideas on what the theme of the artwork could be. And you will email each of us the RFP draft so we can see the dimensions.
Yeah.
And it's in the median where the Welcome to Shawnee sign is on the south side of I-40 in Harrison.
Yes,
Okay,
that intersection.
okay, all right. Okay, very good. All right. Number 5 is citizen participation. The only citizen I see here is sitting back there at a computer. So, do you have any comments, sir?
No comment.
Okay. All right, we'll pass that by. How about committee comments? None? Okay. I show it is 4:50. Do I have to have a motion to adjourn? I don't think I do, do I?
We will adjourn.
Okay, at this time, we will adjourn. Thank you guys for
All
coming
right,
today.
thank you. I'm going to go ahead and send that email.